if you have an array of array 4, 5, 3, 2, 12. Okay. Here we are asking you to find the minimum in this array, that is 2, and maximum in this array, that is 12. Okay. If you use Python, we used to write max of L1, max of min of L1 in that way. But max of L1, that max is a method call, function call. If you call max of L1, what is happening at the background? Okay, it's not a magic, no. Someone like you, a programmer, has written something to return the maximum value. Okay, how to write that? How to find that maximum? How to find that maximum? Do you know the logic to find maximum in a list of numbers? Anybody?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, if you know, you can share now. You can share. See, it's me and your friends. Please don't hesitate to speak.
Okay.
Okay. What's the logic to find maximum in this?
ఇనిషియల్ గా ఒక మ్యాక్స్ తీసుకున్న దాని ఒక వాల్యూ ఇనిషియల్ గా 0 కింద తీసుకుని
Okay.
ఆ 0 ఒక్కొక్క లిస్ట్ ఒక్కొక్క ఐటరేట్ చేసుకుని ఒక్కొక్క వాల్యూ కూడా ఒక మ్యాక్స్ అయితే కనుక దానికంటే దాన్ని మ్యాక్స్ అనే దాంట్లోకి తీసుకోవాలి మేము.
Okay. See what Praveen.
ఇనిషియల్ గా లూప్ తిప్పినప్పుడు 4 మ్యాక్స్ ఈక్వల్ టు 0 కాబట్టి 4 పెద్దదా 0 పెద్ద ఒక ఐటరేట్ చేసుకుంటే కనుక
Okay.
4 లార్జర్ కాబట్టి మ్యాక్స్ ఈక్వల్ టు 4 లకు మార్చుకోవాలి మేము.
Okay.
అలా ప్రతి వాల్యూ కూడా ఐటరేట్ చేసుకుని చెక్ చేసుకోవాలి మేము.
అలా ఎప్పటి వరకు?
అరే ఎక్కడ దాకా ఉందో అక్కడ దాకా తీసుకుంటాం జనరల్ గా అయితే పైథాన్ లో.
Yeah. See, what Praveen conveyed is true. I too will convey the same again. See, if you want to find maximum in a list of numbers, in an array of numbers, what you will do is, you'll treat that the first one is answer. Okay? My first one is answer. What is first one? First one ante enti? First one ante enti? A of 0. A of 0 is the answer. ఇదే నా ఆన్సర్ అని చెప్పేసి అనుకుంటాను అనమాట. Then I'll start from 5. Is 5 or 4? నా ఆన్సర్ 4 అనుకుంటున్నాను. Among 4 and 5, which is the answer? Which is maximum? 4 or 5? 5. Then I'll keep 5 in answer. Again I'll compare 5 and 3. 5 and 3. My answer is correct because among 5 and 3, 5 is maximum. Then I'll go to next element 2. 5 and 2. When I compare 5 and 2, I'll get 5 as maximum. I'll not change my answer. Okay. I'll go to the next element 12. I'll compare 5 and 12. Which is maximum? 12 is maximum. So ippadu varaku unna answer tappu. Okay. Now set this to answer and set chestam. So this process will keep on moving until we reach the last element. Same logic for minimum also. I'll think that minimum is 4. I'll compare 4 and 5. 4 a minimum. I'll compare 4 and 3. 3 minimum. I'll compare 3 and 2. 2 minimum. I'll compare 2 and 12. Okay, 2 a minimum. So when I reach end of the list, whatever is present in my okay. So based on this, you'll find lot of algorithms. These are the base algorithms. Based on this, you'll find lot of problems. Okay, finding second minimum, finding the kth highest. Okay, in that way you will find lot of problems in placements. Okay, now I'll write the problems. So here what I want to do is, my job is, I want to first read the size of the array. Suppose n is equal to 10, I want to read 10 numbers. If n is equal to 12, I want to read 12 numbers. Okay, I want to read n. Later I want to read n numbers. Later I want to find maximum in those and minimum in those. Okay. So as I want to read from keyboard, I have to import something. What is that? ఇందాక శివకృష్ణారెడ్డి మాట్లాడలేదు. శివకృష్ణారెడ్డి,
Yes, ma'am.
If I want to read something from keyboard, what should I import? WhatsApp లో ఏమీ రాలేదా నీకు?
Scanner, ma'am.
Import java dot.
Import java dot.
Please tell me, I forgot.
util dot.
util dot.
util.
Yes.
Scanner, ma'am.
Good. Nice. So I am writing a max min. Okay. I want to save it. What is the file name? What is the file name? What should be the file name? Class name should be the file name. Okay. Mohanapriya.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me the signature of main.
Signature of
Main method.
main method.
Yes.
Public static void main, ma'am.
Public static void main. That's all.
String,
Ah.
string, comma, args, ma'am. String, args,
Yes.
brackets, ma'am. Square brackets.
Okay. Good. Thank you. Okay. First, I want to read a number. Okay. Before reading a number, I have to create a scanner object. Scanner KB is equal to new scanner of system.in. Okay. I've created a scanner. So to read size of the array, I'm using it. From next time onwards, whoever I ask, please, people have to convey. Okay. So I read size of the array. Now I want to read the array elements. I'll display prompt system.out.println. Enter. Suppose n is equal to 10. What it will prompt? Enter 10 elements in that way. Okay. So I want to read 10 elements. As I cannot manipulate an array, with for each, I have to go for normal for loop. Okay. But before that, do I have an array here? I don't have. Okay. Now comes the turn of Akshaya. Akshaya.
Yes, ma'am.
I want to create an integer array of size n. Please tell me how to create. Can you tell?
No, ma'am.
You can't? Okay. Sriharsha.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell how to create an array of size n?
Int
Good.
array
Array name, I'm keeping it as A.
equal to new
Yes.
int n bracket lo n పెట్టాలి.
Which bracket? This bracket or normal bracket?
Square brackets, ma'am.
Okay. So I've created an array. Now I want to read n elements. I less than n, I plus plus. A of I is equal to kb dot next int. Okay. So this is all reading input. I have created a scanner object. I have created an integer array and I read all array elements. Okay. Now what is my job? What I have to find? I have to find maximum and minimum. Okay. So I am writing everything in main. But writing everything in main is not a good habit, no? So we'll write a function. This return type, I'm keeping it as dash. Find maximum. Okay. So I want to write a function with the name find max, in which I want to find the max. I want to find maximum in this array. That array I am passing. This is called argument. Okay, that array I am passing. See here, if I pass a normal integer, I'll collect in this way. But here I am passing an array. For that reason, I have to collect in this way. Okay. So if you pass an array, at the function body, you have to specify the fellow which is coming to my method is an array. It's not a normal variable. Okay. If you keep like this, it will understand that a is an integer, but it is not an integer. It's an integer array. Okay. You can keep the same name or you can keep different name also. Okay. ప్రస్తుతానికి different name పెడుతున్నాను, కన్ఫ్యూజింగ్ లేకుండా. This a will be assigned to this local variable b. Okay. Inside what I am doing, I will find maximum in the array b. Okay. So to find the maximum, what I am doing, first I will treat the first element as my answer. Okay. Answer is equal to very first element. Very first element of b ఎలా వస్తుంది? b of 0. Next ఏం చేస్తాను? Second element, third element, fourth element, up to last element I will compare. What is my second element? I is equal to 1. Okay. I less than, size of the array is n. I have not passed here. I don't know. So what I have to do? I have to use b dot length. It gives the length of this array. Okay. And I plus plus. See here I am starting I from 1 because there is no need to compare the first element with the first element. First element has to be compared with second element. Okay. So how to compare? This is my answer. Okay. Second element. Where is second element? B of 1. B of I is the second element is greater than my temporary answer. If it is greater, then you'll make it as the answer. If it is not greater, you'll simply discard. Okay. So after completion of this for loop, ANS has the maximum value. ANS has the maximum value that you have to return back. So to return something from a function, you use the keyword. This is a keyword. You use the keyword return. Okay. Answer. So what you are returning? You are returning an integer. So this thing, this blank, you have to fill it with the return data type. The meaning is find max is the name of the function which is taking an integer array and which is sending an integer back to the caller. Who is the caller? This main is the caller. Okay. And this guy is taking an array, sending an integer back. We'll see later. Okay. This is finding max. Okay. That ANS will be assigned to RES max. ఇలా అసైన్ చేయొచ్చు, లేకపోతే డైరెక్ట్ గా ప్రింట్ లో అయినా ప్రింట్ చేసేయచ్చు. ఇంకా వీఆర్ బిగినర్స్ కాబట్టి ఐఎమ్ రైటింగ్ లైక్ దిస్. ఓకే. మాక్సిమం is equal to plus RES max. Okay. Are you finding any errors? We may do errors while typing a program. But are you finding any errors here?
Ma'am, print alone mistake, ma'am.
Where?
System.
Yeah.
After the initialization.
Nice. Good. Give me a second. Sorry for the inconvenience. Okay. So this is the program. We'll run it now. What's the name of the program? maxmin.java. Oh, there is one more error. Can you tell me what is the error? At line number 26. Yes, tell me. At line number 26, I have missed the semicolon. This is line number 26. Semicolon is missed. So I'm running the program. Okay. Before reading n, I have not kept any welcome message. Enter value for n. In that way, I haven't kept any welcome message. So n is equal to 6. Now it is prompting me enter 6 elements. So I'm giving 1, 2, 4, minus 9, 90, and 3. Maximum is 90. Okay, is it working? So now we'll change it a little. Now I want to find minimum also. Okay, I want to find minimum also. So for that reason, I want to write one method. I can write both in a single method, but I'm writing it in a separate function for your convenience. Okay, and you also have to understand so many programs I'm typing before you, so that you will do some clean coding. I'm reading input in the main, I'm calling some functions, and I'm printing output. Okay, main should always contain reading, some function calls, and printing output. You should not mess everything in main. Okay, so now I'm writing one more to find the minimum. Same logic. Okay, I'll treat the first element as minimum. From second element to the last element, I'll compare. Whenever I'll find a smaller element than my temporary answer, then I'll make that small element as my answer. Okay, just I changed the symbol, that's all. Okay, and that answer, final answer, I am returning. Okay. Now it's prompting for the. Now I am entering 7 elements. 8, 9, minus 78. Okay, minus 9, 34, 5, a 0. So maximum is 34 and minimum is negative 78. Okay. So is it working fine? So like this, you can write linear search also. If you remember linear search, I would have written linear search program here. Is it clear? Finding maximum and minimum. Is it clear? Is it clear? Whom should I ask? Sivakrishna Reddy.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, yesterday's topic was not clear to you. Know, is it clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So in this way, you have to write programs. Here you have few more programs. These things you try on your own. Okay. If you are unable to write, let me know, because these are all basic things we'll write in the class. Okay. So here the program is how to perform linear search using Java. Linear search also same style. You read size of the array, declare an array, you read all the array elements, you write linear search here, and element found or not you print here. Okay. Linear search means searching for a key element in an array. Okay. How to search? Same old logic. You'll read a key. That key you will search with the first element, second element, third element, fourth element, up to the last element. If you find the key anywhere, you'll break and come out. If you didn't find that element up to the end, then what you will do, you will say that I have not found. Okay. And next program is binary search. Binary search has a limitation. It works only on the sorted elements. Okay. So if you want to sort on If you want to sort on 100 elements, then you'll find the middle, you'll compare the element with the middle element, you'll go to the left or you'll go to the right. In that way, we'll play a small game after learning one more topic, then you'll understand what is binary search is. And one more program is performing sorting n numbers. Suppose if I give 7 numbers like this, my output should be -78, -9, 0, 5, 8, 9, 34. Sorted order list I want to get. Okay, so these are the programs. Can you try these programs in Java? DS teachers will ask you to write these programs in C. Here you have to put them in class. Okay, so in Java you write those programs. Clear? Your note should have all these programs. If you cannot write, please let me know. I will write and convey. These are very, very basics for CS people. Okay, you try your hands today. Tomorrow you tell me whether you are able to write or not. So till now we have seen single dimensional arrays. That means a list of numbers. Next we have to see a multi-dimensional array. But just to give a small break from these arrays, we'll see one more topic called math package. Okay. In majority of our programs, we have to calculate absolute values, sine, cosine, tan, exponential values, log values. We have to find a power b. Okay. To do all those, we have a package called math. Okay. A class called math. This math class is present in the package lang. Listen to me carefully. Math is the class name and it is part of lang package. Okay. So scanner is a class. It is part of util package kada. Okay. Whenever you are using scanner, you are importing. But for math, there is no need to import lang. By default, lang is imported into Java programs. Okay. Here I have conveyed many points. By default, lang package is imported to Java programs. There is no need to import lang package. Okay. So how to use this we'll see. And then we'll go to multidimensional arrays. So there is no need to import math class. Suppose if you want to find a maximum of 2 elements or more than 2 elements, like this you can give. Okay. Or suppose if I give math.random, it returns a random number. It returns a random number from 0 to 1. Okay. See, it will return a random number from 0 to 1. We'll see the outputs. I'll write few more. So three I have written. We'll see this. What's the name of this program? Mathdemo.java. See, first one is finding maximum in 4.5 and 3.4. That is 4.5 is the output. Nice. Next is math.random. Some random number in between 0 and 1 has come. Okay. Next is absolute value of -5. Absolute value of -5 or +5. Both is 5. If I run again, now I got 0.4 as the random value. If I run again, 0.66. If I run again, 0.12. That means random number in between 0 and 1 you are getting. Okay. In that way, you have lot of methods. We'll see those methods. Absolute value. Okay. Here you can give an integer or a double. If you give integer, it will be promoted to double. Okay. Max, min, to find maximum and minimum. To find the sine value, cosine value and tan value. If you want to convert degrees to radians or radians to degrees, these are the methods. Okay. And this is exp, e power a. Okay. If you want to find నేను నెంబర్స్ ఇస్తున్నాను, మీకు ఏలో 3 బిలో 2 ఉంటే POW ఆఫ్ A, B అని కూడా ఇవ్వచ్చు. ఓకే, we'll give some, we know all 2 powers, no, 2 power 10 I want to see, and one more what we'll see, exp x exponent of 2. Okay, we'll see one more. What one more? I want to print math dot two constants are there. Two constants are there in two constants E and Pi. So value of E, value of pi will be coming. Okay, we'll see what it will give. Constants always constants are written in capitals and naming conventions చెప్పాను కదా. So here this is a constant in math class. Okay, this is not a method, it is just a variable constant. Okay, ఈ మూడు తీసేస్తున్నాను మళ్ళీ కన్ఫ్యూషన్ ఉండకూడదని. So I am expecting math dot POW 2, 10, 2 power 10, that is 1024. Math dot exp of 2, that is e power 2 I want. That is math dot pi 3.14. Math dot e, what is e value? Do you remember? ఎప్పటికప్పుడు మర్చిపోతాం మనం, ఫ్రెష్ మెమరీ. What is e value? ఇప్పుడు చెప్పొచ్చు. So this is 1024. This is 7. What is 7? E power 2 is 7.38. Okay. Math dot pi value 3.141592. Okay. And math dot e 2.71. So if someone asks you to find pi r square, you can do like this. Math dot p I into r into r. Okay. Clear? See, I am writing a program in which I want a number from 1 to 6. See, I have a task here. I am rolling a dice. Dice can give values from 1 to 6. Okay? Clear? 1 to 6 majlo number kavali. I have math.random. But this random will give numbers from 0 to 1. How can I make this math.random to return a number from 1 to 6? Can anybody think and tell? Can anybody think and tell?
Parentheses lo 1, 6 పెట్టేచ్చా మేడం?
Math.random can return only 0, a number between 0 and 1. But I want to throw a dice which returns 1 to 6. So how to make this which returns 1 to 6?
Math.random of 1, 6 mm.
No. There is no arguments for random, Nana. See, math.random return a number in between 0 and 1. If I multiply that number with 10, what I will get? A number from 0 to 10. Ante kada? Suppose 0.4 into 10 అనుకోండి 4 అవుతుంది. 0.9 into 10 అనుకోండి 9 అవుతుంది. Okay, 9 point odd అనుకోండి. Clear? So I have a number from 0 to 1 that I multiplied with 10. So it has become 0 to a number in between 0 to 10. Okay. Next, I will convert it into integer. Okay, that means fractional part I am discarding. I will convert it into an integer. Okay. And I am doing mod 6. Mod 6 means if I divide a number with 6, what is the remainder I'll get? So mod 6 will give a reminders like this: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These kind of reminders it will give. Okay. So if I add 1 to it, I'll get a number from 0 to 1. Okay. So if you are simulating a dice game and you need a number from program run చేసిన ప్రతిసారి dice throw చేస్తున్నా ఒక number వచ్చింది అని ఆటోమేటిక్ గా స్క్రీన్ మీద ప్రింట్ అవుతున్నట్టు మనకు అనిపిస్తుంది, బట్ బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్ లో దే విల్ జనరేట్ ఎ ర్యాండమ్ నెంబర్, దే విల్ స్కేల్ ఇట్ టు 10, they'll find a number, 6 numbers from those 10, and they'll add 1 to get 1. Okay, you can try your hands with this. Okay, so now all of you go to your classroom. Go to your classroom. Go to your classroom and fill the quiz. The quiz name is Java 2107-2020. 35 members are there. Rendu nave, so 33 responses I am expecting. We'll see multidimensional arrays after you fill this. This is 11:44. I'll close that form by 11:46 or 47. Okay? Make it fast. So 4 responses so far. Only 31 students are here. Nice. So I have to stop after 31 responses. 10. It's 11:46. One more minute. Okay, I'm closing the form. We'll go to multidimensional arrays now. Okay. So is math class clear? You can use these math functions wherever you feel them useful. Okay. Now we'll see multi-dimensional arrays. Now we have seen only, till now we have seen only single dimensional arrays. What if we want to do some operations on matrices? Any problem, Praveen? What if we want to do problems on matrices, or we want to do more number of arrays in an array? Then we'll go for multi-dimensional arrays. So how to declare a multi-dimensional array? If we use a pair of single square brackets, that is single dimensional. If we use two pairs of square brackets, that is two dimensional. If I use three pairs, then it is three dimensional. More than one dimension is multi-dimensional array. More than one dimension is multi-dimensional array. Okay. So to declare a multi-dimensional array, we'll follow this syntax. Just check out this line. Int, in place of single, I am keeping two, the name of the array, and as usual new, and here 10 rows and 20 columns. 10 rows and 20 columns. On total, it will store 200 elements, 200 integers. That means 800 bytes of memory is allocated. That memory address is stored in this guy. This is reference and this is physical object. Okay. But what happens actually, we'll see in this picture. See, this is the array name. This is the array name. When I create a multi-dimensional array, it will create an array of references. Every reference will store another array. That means if I declare 10 rows and 20 columns, this means I have 20 arrays, 10 arrays of size 20, 10 arrays of size 20, okay, whose addresses are stored here. 20 elements పట్టేలాగా 10 arrays ఉన్నాయి. ఆ 10 arrays యొక్క ప్రతి అడ్రస్ ఇక్కడ స్టోర్ అయి ఉంటుంది అన్నమాట. సో a of 0 will give the first array address, a of 1 will give the second, a of 9 will give the third one. In that way it is stored in the memory. Okay, so this is the way we declare a two-dimensional array. Okay, so we'll see a small program, then you'll understand. So to declare an integer array, just don't look at all other stuff. Look here. To declare a two-dimensional array, what we will do is, what is the data type of that array? It can be int, double, or float, and how many dimensions it has. Okay. What is the name of the array? What is the name of the array? Let it be A, and new int of how many rows it need and how many columns it need, that you have to specify here. Suppose if I put 3, 3, it will store 3 by 3 elements. That means 3 rows, 3 columns. Okay. This is nothing but 3 one-dimensional arrays. This is nothing but 3 one-dimensional arrays. Int of 0 is one-dimensional, int of 1 is another, int of 2 is another. Okay. So in this way you will declare a two-dimensional array. Whenever you use new, they will automatically initialize it to 0, that we have seen earlier. And okay. So in this way you can declare an array. This is one thing. Okay. And we have seen array initialization for single dimensional array. If I want to initialize a two-dimensional array, this is the syntax we have to follow. Actually for one-dimensional arrays, we kept the elements like this. No? For two-dimensional arrays, what we have to do? We have to use pair of brackets. See this. This is 1. This is 1. This is 1. You can write it in a single line for your understanding. I'm showing like this. So in this way also you can assign a initialize a two-dimensional array. So it has 4 rows. In every row 2 elements. That means the dimensions are 4 by 2. When you give numbers directly, there is no need to specify the dimensions. It automatically calculates. Okay. So outside one will give the entire array. Inside one is a single row. Okay. So it has 4 rows. In every row 2 elements are there. That means 2 columns. Okay. So in this way also you can initialize an array. Suppose if I have a single dimensional array, how I use it to find the length? ARR.length. Okay. If I use ARR.length here, it will give the number of elements in the main array. Main array is this guy. How many number of elements are there? 4. That means ARR.length is giving number of rows. This is ARR of 0. This is ARR of 1. This is array of 2. This is array of 3. If I find array of 0.length, then I will get 2. That means number of columns. So to get the dimensions, rows is equal to array name.length, columns is equal to array of 0. That means the first element in the two-dimensional dot length. This is number of rows and this is number of columns. So you have initialized an array like this. Okay. And I found the number of rows and columns with the help of length. Okay. So this will give the number of rows and this will give the number of columns. ఎందుకు అర్థమై ఉంటుంది కదా? Array of length అంటే ఈ మెయిన్ arrayలో ఎన్ని ఉన్నాయో వస్తున్నాయి. ఎన్ని ఉన్నాయి? 4. Okay. Now I want to print that matrix in a table format. See, first I want to print the first row, second row, third row, fourth row. That means I have 4 rows. 4 times I have to repeat something. Something ento naku telidu. I have to do something 4 times. When I am printing the first row, what I have to do? I have to print all the elements in that row. So how many elements I have? 2 elements, columns. So every element, to print every element, I have gone for this loop. Okay. This is for number of rows and this is for number of columns. Okay. After printing the first line, I went to new line. Again I went to second row. Second row mottam print chesan. Okay. When I is equal to 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2 in that way. When I is equal to 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2 in that way. I hope you know the array indices. For that reason, I am not showing them. Okay. Otherwise, if you still have any problem in the next class, I will tell you. Okay. Just I'll show this output. What is this? Matrix read write. See, I am not sharing notes means you people will not write running notes or not. Intentionally, I am not sharing the notes. You people know that I am ready with the notes. I am showing that notes. By showing that notes only, I am teaching. I have programs also I can share. But if I share, you people are not writing anything and you people are not referring anything. For that reason, I am not sharing. Okay. Become self-learner. Do some, write some running notes, learn through online. I will definitely send. Okay. So the dimensions are 4 cross 2. Have you observed this? 4 cross 2. This is array dot length. This is array of 0 dot length. And this that matrix in a tabular format. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So I'll go through this again and prompt me if you need programs. Do you want me to share programs? Trilok? So far I typed a few programs in the classroom. No, do you want me to share those?
We will try, madam.
You try. Do anybody want me to share those programs? I'll share the notes today, but you also have to read online. Do you want me to share the programs? You can answer in chat box also. Okay, I'll share the programs too. But while lecturing you or while telling you, I've deleted few lines and added few lines. I've added few spaces. You just you have gone through the lectures కాబట్టి just what madam did there అని మీరు అర్థం చేసుకుని అక్కడ ఏమైనా ఎర్రర్స్ ఉంటే కరెక్ట్ చేసుకోండి. ఓకే, and I have kept one more video in the unit 1 section about the theory concept OOP and procedural oriented programming. Just listen the video by tomorrow, okay, or by day after tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll cover the strings, and we have not covered the multidimensional arrays also. So after you listen that video, we'll cover the theory parts which we left in the unit 1, and then we'll go to the actual Java, that is classes and objects. Okay, so bye for today. It is 11:59. I'm not even making it as 12 o'clock. Okay, thank you for the attendance. Many people have joined.